Eagles Entertainment.
Welcome, Eagles everywhere, to the Eagles Insider Podcast, presented by Lincoln Financial Group. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro here at the NovaCare Complex. Eagles getting ready for a big one on Sunday. Kansas City Chiefs come to town. Andy Reid making his second appearance in Philadelphia since he coached here. But really, this week has been about recovering from Monday night and moving on to Kansas City. So it's really an opportunity to see how this team, with just some adversity, how do they respond against a powerful Kansas City Chiefs team? Great offense, averaging 30.7 points per game. Defense has struggled, particularly against the run. So, yeah, that sets up some very interesting matchups on Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field, 1 o'clock kickoff. In this Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group, we've got a lot for you. We've got a lot of good stuff for you, really good stuff for you, including some Andy Reid sound bites. Andy Reid, of course, 14 years in Philadelphia, his final season, 2012. He came back in 2013 and beat the Eagles that year, 26-16. So we'll hear from Coach Reid. We've got a one-on-one with LeSean McCoy, former Philadelphia Eagle, the all-time leading rusher in Eagles history. He retired this week as a Philadelphia Eagle, and I had a chance to talk to Shady about his time with the team, and frankly, time that was just too short. Javon Hargrave has been terrific, maybe the best defensive tackle in the NFL through 3 weeks. He and I have a chance to talk about his success. We're going to kick it off here with some one-on-one, as we do each week. The head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni. And I want you to make sure you listen to the last answer, because we talk about him facing adversity and this football team facing adversity. 2 straight losses after that opening day win in Atlanta. The most recent, the tough loss against the Cowboys on Monday night. And now with the Chiefs ahead, Eagles need to rebound. Here he is to begin this Eagles Insider Podcast, one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni. Hello, Eagles everywhere. Welcome to our weekly one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Coach, I know you're looking to Kansas City. You flushed Dallas away. It's a short week. But what do you take away from that Monday night game?
Just that we have to get better and not make the same mistakes that we made in the Dallas game. Most troublesome is the penalties. We gotta make sure that we correct that penalty, the penalty thing, and it's the pre-snap penalties, it's the holding penalties. It's just we all got to keep our composure in there and just eliminate the pre-snap penalties really more so than anything.
And you mentioned composure. Is that how it's accomplished, to eliminate those?
I think so, and I think that starts with me. I need to keep my composure on the sideline and make sure that everyone feeds off of that. And so, like I said, it's all of us. It's the coaches, it's the players. We got to make sure that we eliminate it, and because that's something that you can control, and we just have to make sure we can control the things we can control, and not worry about the things we can't control.
We've got a bit of a sampling of the offense through 3 games. How far away do you think this group is from, being where you want it to be in terms of consistency and production and versatility?
Yeah, we still have mistakes that we're making, and still the things we have to clean up, and I think that's going to be a forever process throughout the entire year. But we are creating explosive plays. We're taking care of the football. Those are the 2 main things that you always, regardless of what the game plan looks like that week, because it does change based off of who you're playing. But regardless of what that game plan looks like, we need to create explosive plays. We need to take care of the football. And those are 2 things I do believe we're doing. There are things that we got to get better at. Absolutely. Penalties is one of them. But we're doing those 2 main things well. But we need to make sure that we're doing them consistently, and that's the challenge, is just to do it consistently, so you don't put yourself behind the sticks, you don't put yourself have explosive play and then not capitalize on that explosive play.
I know you've been asked this, Coach, about Jalen Hurts. Monday after the game, he took responsibility for the loss, put it on his shoulders. What does that mean to you? And also, how has Jalen played through 3 games?
The fact that Jalen's taking accountability, that doesn't surprise me at one bit. I mean, that's the type of person he is. That's the type of player he is. And that's what we should all be doing, is taking the accountability for what went wrong in that game on our part and improve that so you don't make that mistake again. And so that's critical. Obviously, that one of our captains, one of our leaders on the team, is taking into account what he may have done wrong in that game and taking the blame for it. To say it's all on him, that's not fair, and that's not realistic in this sport. But I think that all of us that have the competitive gene, have that accountability gene, are able to look at ourselves in the mirror and be like, man, if I would have just done this, or this, we'd have won that football game. And so that's natural out of a person like Jalen, or out of a leader like Jalen, to do that. And so I appreciate his accountability to the team. When your leader does that, everyone kind of looks like that. Everyone starts to do that. And that's what you want out of that. You don't want to make the same mistakes twice. And so if everybody on the team's looking at it that way, that's a huge step of getting better every single day. And obviously, like I said, that our leaders doing it, that's huge.
We've talked about the offensive line being a strength here. The injuries are mounting a bit. What kind of a task is it for this group to play consistently and remain at a high level of play?
Well, first of all, credit to Howie and his staff that they've built depth here, and that's obviously a credit to Howie. That's obviously also a credit to our O-line coach Jeff Stoutland and his assistant Roy, of developing the players that we've gotten here. So I feel good about the backups we have. Obviously, when you lose players like Isaac, when you lose player like Jordan, when you lose Brandon, like. They're really good players, and they're the ones for a reason. But the guys have stepped in. Andre stepped in and played a nice game. I think Landon's improving. He played his second game was solid. And so look forward to seeing some of these young players play because I know they're going to step up and play good football for us, and they're going to need to. But obviously, we'll miss the heck out of Isaac for the season.
On the other side of the ball, Javon Hargrave's having a terrific start, defensive tackle, dominating. When you watch him, what jumps out at you?
Just that he's taking advantage of the opportunities that he's getting. He's strong, he's powerful, he's explosive. He's getting some good looks here that, with Fletch on the other side, you get two good defensive tackles in there, then they're gonna be able to make plays because the defense can't, or the offense. As an offensive coach, I know the one thing you always look at before a game starts, before you even start game planning, is who do they have up front? Who are the front four? You do that even before you look at a linebacker, a safety, a corner. You look at that before anything, even a scheme. Like, you're just like, wait, who do they have up there that you got to stop? And so, to have two guys inside like that we do have, I think they feed off each other. And so just excited for the type of player. He's worked so hard to get himself in this position, to make plays. Obviously, he made a lot of plays when he was in Pittsburgh. He's made a lot of plays while he's been here, and it's just, there's no secret. He's one of the hardest working guys on the team, and I'm just excited for his success, and we're going to need his success continuing forward.
Quite a task this week with Kansas City coming in, all the weapons they have, short week. What does Jonathan Gannon do here with this short amount of time to get the D ready for Kansas City?
Yeah, we know that Kansas City is really well coached. Coach Reid's a great football coach. He gets his guys in position to make plays, and then we know the type of players that they have on that team. With the quarterback, with Mahomes, with Hill, with Kelsey. They just got so many weapons on that team, and like I said, they do a good job of utilizing those weapons. So, obviously against any team, just like what we want to do on offense, you got to limit the explosive play. We don't want to give up big plays. We know they're very capable of making big plays, and we're aware of that. And so we got to be at our best to win that explosive play battle, right? And so that the winning the explosive play battle is two ways, right? It's the offense creating them, it's the defense stopping them. So really that's the first and most important thing is stop them from making explosive plays. That's going to be a challenge because we know they got really good players and good coaching.
So how do we make explosive plays with our offense here against the Kansas City defense that's given up quite a bit statistically?
We have to take advantage of the opportunities we're given versus the defense that we're seeing. They're multiple on defense. They show you a lot of different looks, and when they're multiple, we just got to be able to execute our staples. And like I said, it's never, creating an explosive play is not always about just chunking it down the field. At times it is, but sometimes it's throwing intermediate, sometimes it's throwing it deep, sometimes it's throwing it short, sometimes it's a screen pass, sometimes it's a scramble play. So we just have to be ready for all those different scenarios and play with good fundamentals, because we know that they're going to be multiple and we're going to have to react to different looks that they show us.
Nick, we're in an early part of the season. Injuries are piling up a bit, 2 straight losses, short week, Super Bowl contending team coming in. So there's a bit of adversity here for the first time that you're facing. And I wonder how you face that adversity and what you like to see from the team during this week.
Yeah, adversity is part of NFL football. There's the Miami Dolphins in 1972, they didn't have any adversity. The Patriots until that Super Bowl in 2008, they didn't have any adversity. But as far as losses go, adversity is part of NFL football. Like, the best teams go 12-4, right? The number 1 seeds go 12-4. Teams that get into the playoffs go 10-6, and I know I'm off one because I know they added a game, but 9-7, stuff like that. And so you have mentally tough people you have to have mentally tough people in the building that are able to ride the highs and lows of the season. We knew adversity was going to come. We talked about adversity is going to come. How are you going to handle that adversity? Are you going to what are you going to do? And it's really simple for us. We're going to double down on the things that we know to be true. And that is, competing, competing, accountability, football IQ, and fundamentals. Double down on those things. And we have some other dog mentality. Double down on all those things to be true, and that tide will switch. And so that's our message, is that, hey, adversity is coming, whether it's week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, whatever, handle that adversity by doubling down on the things to be true, and the results will take care of themselves.
Our weekly one-on-one with head coach Nick Sirianni. Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck against the Chiefs on Sunday.
Thanks, Dave.
Javon Hargrave, 4 quarterback sacks, certainly none bigger than the one on Monday night. Here's the call from Merrill and Mike. Eagles trailing 7-0 in Arlington, Texas, and Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox made it happen.
He's in the gun. Prescott backs up. He's looking over the middle. The ball is breaking loose. It's a fumble, and it's recovered by Fletcher Cox for a touchdown. The ball was banged out of the hands of Dak Prescott, recovered by Fletcher Cox, and the Eagles can tie it with the extra point.
Boy, what a great job of breaking down the pocket. It's Fletcher Cox that gets there, but Javon Hargrave does an outstanding job of breaking the pocket along with Derek Barnett. Hargrave gets the football out. Fletcher Cox, the recipient.
Anyway, Hargrave, in his second year with the Eagles, has been spectacular. And he spent some time with me this week talking about the first 3 games of the season and what's ahead for a very special player. Eagles defensive tackle Javon Hargrave joins me here. And Javon, what a great start through 3 games. How does it feel to line up and just basically kick guys' butts?
I mean, it definitely feel good. I think that's what we put all the work in the off season, and in practice, let it reflect on game day.
So, what is working for you at the snap of the ball?
I mean, it just I think everything I've been practicing, my technique, my get off. I think it's just everything right now. I feel like in the zone.
Is it something that you have added to your repertoire through the years here, through the year plus you've been a Philadelphia Eagle? Is it maturity? Is it just, you're paying attention to the details?
I think it's a big thing of maturity. Being able to play so many snaps in the NFL, you just start to learn what guys trying to do to you. And, I got great coaches who get me ready every game and telling me what the offense is trying to do to us. So I just pay attention and try to use what I got to beat my man.
So when you're young and you hear that, do you really understand what a coach is trying to tell you? Is that kind of part of the maturation that you now understand more in depth what a coach is saying when he says, hey, this guy's trying to block you in this way? It actually kind of means something more to you than when you're young?
Yeah, like when you're young, I say coming in the lead, it's just everything fast. So you're just really just trying to go full speed. Not saying you don't go full speed now, but when you're young, you really can't pay attention to too much because it's just a lot going in when you're young. But now you just really understanding football, like if a guy's a jump setter or if he's sitting back or how would you rush against this guy or that guy. It's just different things every week. And like I said, when you start picking up little things on where they slide into, you just become a better player.
So what are teams trying to do to you through 3 games? What have you seen?
I mean, I done seen a little bit of everything. I mean, the first few weeks I was getting a lot of one-on-ones. This past week I got a lot of slides to me. So it's just been a mixture of everything that I done seen in the weeks. But like I said, I just feel like I done played a lot of football and really matured over the years, and it's really coming real slow to me right now.
Do you expect a lot of doubles now moving forward?
I don't know. I think it's still, we got Fletch over there, so he gonna take a lot off of me. But like I said before, it's just them picking their poison of who they want to double team and who they want to let get the one-on-one.
Kind of a crazy play in Dallas on Monday night in the end zone. So it looked like you kind of went past the quarterback and reached back for him. I mean, almost like the blockers trying to pull you down, it seemed. Can you kind of take me through that play and why it was so successful?
It was funny. Like I said, I got the center slide, so I just went right at the center. And as I was rushing him, I seen Dak. And my first thing was going for the ball with my hand at first, but Dak stepped up. And when I did that, the center had got a hold of me and started bringing me to the ground. And I just tried to twist around and hit the ball, but I didn't know I got it out until later on that game. I reached for the ball, hit it. I felt it move, but I don't think he fumbled right away. But after a while, he lost control of the ball, and Fletch got the touchdown.
I think you have 4 sacks this year in 3 games. Describe the feeling of a sack.
It's probably the best feeling in life for us, for a defensive lineman. It's not many things I give, but it's not many things that I take over a sack. Like, a sack for a defensive line is probably the best feeling in life.
And it's because it's so hard to do? Is that what makes it so gratifying?
Yeah, it's so hard to do. It's definitely hard in the NFL to do. College and stuff, it came real easy. You know, guys get double-digit sacks, or you get a lot of sacks in college and high school. But in the NFL, it's just so much that go into getting a sack. So when you finally get one, it's just a great feeling, and you appreciate it.
Javon, if you could go back to your rookie year, if you knew then what you know now, what would you say to that rookie year, Javon Hargrave?
Man, I can't even tell you, because like, just looking back, sometimes when I look back at old film, it's just I call myself sorry. It's just how slow I was playing the game. But just really understanding, like I said, understanding and being in the NFL a long time, knowing what teams trying to do to us, it just brought me a long way. And I just, like I said, if I was talking to myself back then, I just just tell myself, I still tell myself just to go fast. But, just stick in the playbook and watch more film.
All right, let's talk about the defense. Tough one on Monday night. Kansas City coming to town. They've got all those weapons. What is the mentality that you have as a group this week?
I mean, Coach Preacher is dog mentality. It's another chance for us to go out there and prove ourselves. I mean, it was a bad week for us last week, but this is a chance to kind of get our face back, and we're going against a great team for that.
What are they so good at doing? Why are the Chiefs? Is it the quarterback? Is it the system? Is it all the weapons they have? I mean, why are they so good on offense?
I think it's everything. They got a great quarterback, of course. They got great skill guys and a great offensive line. So we got to be on our A plus. We got to bring our A game this week and really step up to the challenge.
I guess when you do it every game, but when you go against a group like this, you have to be especially aware that you cannot let down for an instant, or they're going to take it 75 yards.
Yeah, like you say, it's they live on a big play. So any play you take off, they can make you pay for it. They're big in explosive plays. But I think we're really ready for this. This the games you look forward to, and this the game we're gonna come out and show the world.
Is everybody just kind of PO'd about what happened on Monday night and want to flush that and get on to the rest of the season?
Yeah, it's nothing we really can do about Monday night no more. Like I said, Sunday at 1 o'clock, that's when we can get our face back and, keep the train going.
I love it. Javon Hargrave, thank you so much for the time. Keep up the great work on the field, and let's get a win on Sunday against Kansas City.
Thank you.
Andy Reid coached the Eagles for 14 terrific seasons. The Eagles went to 5 NFC championship games, won Super Bowl, never won the big one, although the Eagles have won and Andy Reid has won since then, a Super Bowl. But some good stuff here. We'll take some selected sound bites from Reid and his time with the media during a conference call. He talked about, first, the 5-year plan and what it was like and how the Eagles organization supported him during that time. We remember it, 1999, but Reid talks about it now.
Yeah, so the organization was great with that. They supported me and what I did. They believed in it, and they gave me that support, which really that's just what a head coach needs. And I'm sure that's happening the same thing with Nick. I mean, he's getting the support from everybody in the building, and that's important. So, and he's doing a good job. There's a real small margin between winning and losing in this league. So he'll get it going right.
Coaching in Philadelphia is never easy. Reid knows that. And he knows that Nick Sirianni is off to a 1-2 start and that people in Philly aren't necessarily going to give him a lot of slack. But Reid thinks that Sirianni is on the right path.
Yeah, well, I think, he's doing a nice job with it. He's had some things to overcome with the offensive line and that and so on. So, but I think it looks like the program is solid, and it's a lot different because you got to deal with you guys and the media when you didn't have to necessarily do that as a coordinator, and then you've got to juggle the whole team, not just the offensive side. So those are the challenges that you're presented as a new coach, and the play calling, all that, I think comes pretty natural to him, setting up a game plan and doing that. He's done that for a while, so I don't think that's the toughest part. It's just adding those other responsibilities on there.
And so that's it with the Andy Reid Nostalgia Tour. It's about beating the Chiefs this week, not about an ode to Andy Reid. Now, to beat the Chiefs, you got to slow that offense down somehow. Jonathan Gannon here talking about Travis Kelsey, the all-pro tight end who's got 2 consecutive 100-yard games. It ain't going to be easy for the Eagles defense on Sunday.
He knows how to get open. He has a big catch radius. He's really good run after the catch, and he's smart. And he's got a quarterback that he's on the same page with. So, when you're defending a guy like that, you see a lot of times when we're looking at the tape and, it's named a certain route concept. And you look at it and you're like, that's not that concept. Well, it actually is, but then he's adjusting his route off the coverage. So it makes it difficult to say, well, he's supposed to, do this, but because he saw this guy sitting over here, he sat it down, and didn't run across the field. He set it down right over the ball at 15 yards. Like, how are we going to play that? So it's a challenge playing this crew this week is because he's on this. When you do that, the quarterback's expecting you to be over here, but now all of a sudden you're not over there. He's on the same page. Mahomes is on the same page with him. So just his ability to really get open, catch the ball, win one-on-one at a pretty high level, and then his run after catch. You see, he hurts defenses with his run after the catch, so we're going to have a plan for him, and we will.
Of course, to slow Kelsey and Tyreek Hill and all the weapons the Chiefs have, you got to get to Patrick Mahomes. Easier said than done. Mahomes, again, off to a great start. 9 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions, 70% completion percentage. He just makes throws all over the field. Eagles defense, tough one on Monday against Dallas. Really need to step up here, and it starts with defending the quarterback. Gannon certainly has a lot of admiration for Patrick Mahomes.
He's extremely accurate, and what I really think is when you look at their offense, they make you cover horizontally and vertically, and they use space extremely well to me. So, and he can make all those throws, and then he can make certain throws that you would say, man, he shouldn't be able to throw the ball like that to that spot accurately. And he can. I mean, he's really, to me, I don't know what a generational quarterback is, but whatever that is, he probably is that. So it's, what I think they do a really good job of is they make you defend, everyone heard every blade of grass. They really do. So we just have to understand that, and we have to do a good job of minimizing some of those explosive plays when he gets off schedule, when he starts moving around. And their guys do a good job of knowing how to get open, what spots to find. And he can be running this way on the numbers and throw it back over here, where typically you'd be like, he's never going to throw it over there, So it's going to be a big challenge for us.
Let's continue with some sound from Eagles players throughout the week here. Jalen Hurts on the team's mindset heading into this game against Kansas City.
And I think moving forward, it's about the attitude you have, and it's about the actions you have, and that'll breed into belief and confidence and executing and doing the things we want to do. So, it happened for us. I've said that, and I believe that. This is how it's supposed to be, This is how it's supposed to be. So we're going to attack the situation we're in. We're going to attack everything moving forward and continue to grow.
The Eagles opened Monday night's game with a completion, 38 yards to Dallas Goedert, and then the tight end's a little bit quiet, although certainly Zach Ertz had a productive game with a touchdown. Goedert was asked this week, why are the tight ends not as productive as many expected? Here's what Goedert had to say.
It's always tough. Obviously, I'd like 20 catches a game, 20 targets a game, but that's not realistic. We just have to keep going, trust the coaches, trust the game plan, and just know that however it goes, we just got to find ways to win.
Miles Sanders, 2 carries, 5 touches against Dallas. He met the media. He wanted to clear the air, and this is what he said on the lack of carries against Dallas.
Honestly, I didn't dwell on it too much. It is what it is. I can only control what I can control, and the way the game was pretty much out of hand early, so I could see why the game plan or whatever they had planned, didn't go as planned. So it's kind of like a panic in there throughout the whole team, just based on the way the game went, I think. But I didn't question it.
And that will do it for this episode of the Eagles Insider Podcast presented by Lincoln Financial Group. I want to thank Peter Kelly, Julie McLaughlin, Ray Doyle for their work on this episode. Good stuff. Thanks, guys. Thank you all for joining. Hang in there, everybody. Big one on Sunday, Eagles and the Chiefs. Eagles need to play a great football game. We all know that, to win. I'm Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro. Thanks for joining, everyone. Have yourselves a great Eagles day. Fly, Eagles, fly, and go Birds. Beat the Chiefs on Sunday.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
The Philadelphia Eagles and New Era introduced the Fly Collection, an elevated, boldly branded apparel capsule with streetwear appeal that's different from your standard Eagles fan gear. The collection sees bold new graphic expressions of the Eagles brand on apparel essentials like hoodies, t-shirts, jackets, and headwear. The designs are kept simple, mixing fresh, modern branding alongside bold punches of color. Available exclusively at all Philadelphia Eagles Pro Shop locations and the team's official online store. Learn more and view the entire capsule at PhiladelphiaEagles.com/fly.